Interesting you say that. Okay, what about basketball? Who are the 2-8 teams from each conference that you have in your playoffs?
Each team for. Do you want me to give you like the finals rundown, or do you want me to just like say who I think is going to be in the postseason first?
Who do you think will be in the postseason? Each from each conference.
I'm gonna pull up some teams. I'm actually going to like.
Do you want me to read
first.
mine off first?
Yeah, read yours off first.
In the East, at number 1, I have Cleveland. Obviously, being able to retain Kevin Love, and of course LeBron. And then last year in the playoffs, the injury to Kyrie Irving, but retaining all three of them was pretty big. Then I have Atlanta in the 2nd seed, Chicago, Washington, Milwaukee, Toronto, Indiana, and then Boston in my 8th seed. In the West, I have San Antonio. I think acquiring Aldridge was huge. And I have Golden State, the 2nd seed, OKC, the 3rd, Clippers, my 4th, Houston, 5th, Memphis, 6th, Dallas, 7th, and New Orleans sneaking in the 8th. I'd love to add Sacramento, but I don't think that this year is their year. But maybe they'll be able to get to around 500. But, of course, last year, the OKC didn't make the playoffs, and they were 6 or 7 games above 500. This is a good Western Conference, and there'll be teams left out with good records.
I mean, the Western Conference is good every year. You see a lot of these Eastern Conference teams that they're not really playoff teams, and they're in.
And they're in, yeah. You see like 1 or 2 teams each year with below 500 records. They obviously get demolished in the first round, but still, they should not be in the playoffs.
I think the Kings would be one of those teams that could get in the Eastern Conference with ease, but I'm actually to start off with my Western Conference picks first. Here we have, and I'm going to go with my division picks first. Southwest, I'm going Houston. They're going to win that division. Let's see. For Northwest, I'm going to have to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to have Durant back this year. And I think that probably might be one of the weaker West divisions this year. When you look, you've got like Portland lost a lot of big guys.
Yeah.
Utah could put up a fight, but they've definitely been inconsistent. Denver, not much there. I mean, Minnesota is probably the team other than the Jazz that might put up the biggest fight with all they've added.
Yeah, with those draft picks.
So Pacific Division, I'm going to go with Golden State. That's a fairly easy one. So let's say I think all those 3 teams are going to be the top 3 seeds. I'm not sure exactly which one. And then so going for my 4th seed, I believe we are going to have San Antonio in at the 4th. 5th seed, I'm going to have to go Clippers. Then the 6th seed, I'll go with Memphis. 7th, Dallas. And then I believe the Kings are going to sneak in at the 8th seed. I believe it's going to be between them, Minnesota, and New Orleans for the 8th seed. I just see a Kings team that's been very improved. If you've been looking at all, I look at who they've acquired. They've acquired Bellinelli. That's one. You've got who's the center they picked up, like Kukos?
Yeah, something like that. And then, of course, Rajon Rondo, if he could get back to his old form, that would be a big boost for the Kings. Then I think they're definitely a contender. But I just don't know. Last year he struggled. But certainly if he can get back to like 2009, 2010, they have something in Rondo.
I mean, look, they got like calls in 2. You have Rudy Gay. You have DeMarcus Cousins, and then the new draft pick, Willie Cauley-Stein, who's been looking very good. Looked like a very good pickup. I just see, like, with all those people, I see if they find a way to come together under Carl, I think they can definitely squeak into the playoffs. They're definitely my pick for the most surprising team this year.
Yeah, this is a pretty changed team. I just don't know if it'll be able to gel this season.
Yeah, and looking forward, the Kings definitely have a bright future. You're looking at, this is their last year in Arco. They're finally moving into that nice new stadium they're building in downtown.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly on the rise, and at a good time, too. Getting a new stadium, that's a big boost. And they may be able to even host a all-star game. That would be something else.
Yeah, I've looked at some of the construction. I've driven by it a few times. It is definitely looking like it may be one of the NBA's premier venues. So moving on to the Eastern Conference, we have the Atlantic Division. I'm going to go with Toronto to win that one. Central Division, I'm going to go with Cleveland. And then Southeast, I say Atlanta picks it up again. I think the Wizards are going to contest in that one. So those are going to be your first 3 seeds. I think Cleveland's going to pick up the 1. Toronto's going to I think Toronto will get up 3 and Atlanta 4, and then I'm going for fourth. I'm saying the Bulls will take the 4th seed. So Bulls 4th seed, and then I'm going to have to go for the 6th seed. I think Wizards. I think the Wizards are a good pick for the 6th seed. 7th seed. I think Indiana maybe. It depends. They had a little bit of a down year last year. And then 8th seed. I'd say you're looking at either Brooklyn or Boston. I think Brooklyn's the better team. So I think Brooklyn will make it again. As far as moving into the playoffs, I think the NBA Finals, I think it's going to be a rematch of Golden State and Cleveland. I say Cleveland's going to pull this one off in 7 this time. What do you have in the finals?
Cleveland and San Antonio. I think San Antonio will beat Golden State in the conference championship finals. I think LaMarcus Aldridge makes all of the difference. I know that San Antonio made a quick exit last season, but I fully expect them to be in the finals against a healthy Cavs team.
When you look at teams like San Antonio, they kind of remind you of teams like the St. Louis Cardinals, like the Packers, the Patriots, always in contest. They're always contending. I definitely like San Antonio too. They are always a tough team to beat. You've got Tim Duncan. Was this Tim Duncan's last year? Did he finally last year?
No, he hasn't said anything. No.
I know that's one reason. Like they gave what were they saying? Duncan got the spot in the All-Star game. They're all thinking it was his last year.
No, yeah, he hasn't come out and said anything, and he certainly continues to play so well. So.
But yeah, San Antonio's got some good young talent too. Who's the guy who was pretty big in the finals with them against the Heat? Was Green? I'm gonna look at the roster really quick. Who do they have?
Danny Green.
Danny Green. Yes, that's who I was thinking of. You have Danny Green. Who's their center? Pretty good center too. You have Matt Bonner. Matt Bonner's decent. You have LaMarcus Aldridge now with them. Russell Butler,
yeah, he's
he
their
was good
center.
a while ago. Yeah, Duncan's still on the roster. You have Boris Diaw.
Ginobili
Leonard,
and Parker, of course.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
You have Manu Ginobili. Yeah, Tony Parker. I mean, they're definitely a sound team. They definitely should be able to compete deep into the postseason.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's why they'll make the conference or the championship game. And I think they're going to win it all this year, actually. I think they'll beat Cleveland. Now, can Cleveland win it? Yes, but I think San Antonio has LeBron's number.
Yeah, definitely. You look at the year Cleveland made it with them, when it was basically LeBron carrying the team.
Yeah, back in 06 or 05.
4-game sweep. Not very contested, but I think LeBron finally has the help he needs. I think he'll be able to get it done this year. I mean, you look, like I have Golden State going there. Golden State's a little weaker with all the cap they had to. Who'd they end up losing this year? I'm thinking.
I believe they lost. Who'd they lose to the Knicks? They lost a player to the Knicks, I believe. I don't have the name on the top of my head, though.
No, I'll look that one up right now. Do you have anything to add so far this season? Any surprising picks?
Well, like I said, I think it would be cool to see Sacramento in there. I just don't know if it's all going to gel this year. I don't know if they're going to have the defense. But we'll see. The draft pick they got, the guy they got, he's a tremendous defender. Doesn't put up a whole lot of points, but they don't need someone. They already have a lot of offense. They just need someone who can contest shots and go up and get rebounds, which they have in Cousins, but they need another player like that. So hopefully Trill will be that guy.
And you have Kalti Stein. Kalti Stein might be that guy too.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I'm talking about. I fully anticipate him to be a great defender for this team, but I don't know overall how well they'll be defensively.
Yeah, I mean, Sacramento would be nice having him there. Do you have any other surprise picks, like teams that might be a little bit of a surprise this year? I think Milwaukee's poised to maybe be a little surprise in the East. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I have them in the playoffs, but I just don't know if they have all the best ball handlers. They don't have a truly elite player. They have a bunch of good guys, but I just don't think they have one specific really good guy.
Yeah. Who do you believe is your pick for MVP this season?
MVP this season. Oh man, that's well, I'm on the spotlight with that one. That's tough. I would require some thinking. I think the obvious answer is LeBron, but I just don't know. I don't think. I think it could be someone else, but I just don't know who yet. There's a lot of talent in this league. How about yourself?
I think LeBron's going to end up getting it, but I think Harden might be a little bit more contesting this year with not ending up with it last year. I do believe that Curry was the right pick for it.
I think so, too. He had a phenomenal year. I'm going to say Kevin Durant. I think he comes back off injury, and I think he's going to do good things and work wonders for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else you'd like to add? Any other picks?
No, you know what? I am good. How about yourself?
I'm good too. I think this is going to conclude our show for today. So, Matt, you do have another show. You can share that with everyone, the audience.
That's just on SoundCloud, the Matt Kerns Show. Very similar to this, except it's a podcast, not a video.
Yeah, and that is just Matt Kerns solely providing his whatever. Yeah, so that's Matt Kerns' show. You normally cover the NFL, right?
Yeah, it's basically just football, and it goes a little bit more in depth than we do here, just because I don't talk about basically all the other sports. I just focus primarily on football.
All right, so I believe this is going to conclude today's show. Please subscribe. Please follow us. Be free to comment any insight you have on any of the topics we've covered today. All right, so signing off, this is Ben.
Matt Kerns, Ben, thank you for having me on the show.